Your heart is the ultimate engine. Every day, it beats roughly 100,000 times, pumping gallons of blood to every corner of your body. Because it works so reliably, it's easy to assume that when this engine fails, when someone has a heart attack, it's a sudden, random mechanical breakdown. The reality is completely different. A heart attack is a highly predictable biological process. It is the explosive final stage of a condition that takes decades to develop. The true danger lies in the buildup. This disease operates completely undetected, masking its progress right up until the point of no return. Look at the heart's coronary arteries. They deliver oxygen directly into the muscle. Over time, smoking or poor diets trigger a reaction inside. Waxy plaque sticks to the walls, thickening inward for decades, drastically reducing the opening while blood still rushes through the center. This anatomy creates a psychological trap. Because the blood still manages to squeeze through that continually shrinking gap, you feel absolutely nothing. There are zero physical symptoms. Your body's remarkable ability to adapt to a shrinking oxygen supply is the exact mechanism that allows this fatal disease to camouflage itself for an entire lifetime. The decades-long silent phase ends in a matter of seconds. Under constant pressure, that unstable plaque suddenly cracks open, exposing its core. Your immune system immediately detects this structural damage as an open wound and triggers a rapid healing protocol. Platelets deploy to the site, instantly swarming the crack and clumping to seal the fissure. On an arm, this saves your life, but inside a narrowed artery, the clot grows exponentially, completely bridging the gap to form a solid plug. All forward movement of blood halts. The pipe is 100% sealed, and the downstream oxygen supply stops entirely. This exact microscopic moment is the true start of a heart attack. The body's own hyper-fast attempt to heal a microscopic scratch is the exact trigger that destroys the organ. Downstream from the blockage, the environment drastically changes. A specific section of heart muscle tissue is now entirely cut off from its only fuel supply. Heart muscle cells are incredibly demanding. Without a constant flow of oxygen, they transition from severe panic to irreversible cellular death within just a few minutes. As the tissue suffocates, it activates the body's systemic alarm network. The dying cells send massive, desperate distress signals directly to the brain. The brain interprets these neural signals as severe physical trauma. This manifests as crushing chest pressure, pain radiating to the left arm or up to the jaw, and debilitating shortness of breath. These sudden, violent symptoms are not the arrival of the disease. They are simply the delayed, final alarm bells of a cellular asphyxiation that is already well underway. In the medical world, all emergency heart attack protocols are governed by one strict rule. Time is muscle. Once the timeline enters the minutes phase, the cellular damage becomes permanent. The only way to save the organ is through immediate mechanical intervention to restore the flow of blood. As illustrated here, emergency rooms rely on a stent, a tiny expandable wireframe tube. Inserted into the blockage, it forcefully pries the artery open, crushing the plaque and clot flat against the walls to instantly reopen the channel. Doctors also administer powerful chemical blood thinners, which work to actively dissolve the clot and assist in restoring the critical oxygen supply. Physicians have only brief, frantic minutes to save the dying muscle from a threat that took the patient decades to unknowingly build. Because the biological cascade of a heart attack strikes too fast to predict and destroys too quickly to reverse, the only true victory is preventing the silent plaque buildup in those decades before the clock ever starts ticking.